Welcome back. You're watching Community Tapestry. My name is Jim Stowe, and I am pleased to serve as Executive Director of the Community Relations Commission for the City of Columbus. And you've joined us in our second segment, and we're talking about African Cup USA. We're into our third year of this very special program. I say program because it involves more than just one of the highlights being a soccer tournament amongst African nations here in Columbus, Ohio. But it's also a program that invites us all to look at the African culture that's so rich here in the city of Columbus. I'm pleased to have one of the founders and a young man who is continuing to work on this project and has now for this last several years, again, Jacob Amaris. Mr. Amaris, glad to have you here, sir.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Coming up again on year number 3 for this program, and let's kind of sort of set the stage for our viewers out there.
Yes, it is.
Why do we do this, and why is it important?
Why we do this? We do this for many different reasons, but one main reason is to unite the community in Columbus, Ohio. As we mentioned before, the African community is growing rapidly here, and just the last couple of years, the Franklin County raised about 8% of African community call Columbus their home. And by bringing them here, how do we celebrate our unity, being African? So we do this for that reason, and to unite the African community and to bridge the gap between Africans and non-Africans about our culture and share our common heritage.
Of course, soccer is really, really big all around the world, and certainly no different, nonetheless, I should say, in the continent of Africa. And so it's a great way to kind of bring people together. But let's back up a second, because people sometimes really misunderstand the whole concept of the continent of Africa in terms of how vast it is, number one. You can literally put the United States of America inside Africa 4 times to give our viewers out there some perspective on how large this expanse of this continent is. And so clearly, persons on the east coast of Africa may not have anything to do with those that may live on the west coast of Africa. Is that not true?
It is true in some part of it, but you're looking at, you go to East Africa, let's say Ethiopia, that's 70 million people live there. And that's about, almost 1/4 of the United States population. And it's big, it's a big community. And you go to the west, you go to Sierra Leone and Ghana, we completely separated in different ways, but we do have one common aspect of putting ourselves together, which is playing with our feet. So we play soccer all our life. And as we have here, football, baseball, basketball, our major sport back home is soccer. And that sport, that soccer brings the whole African together and to celebrate who we are in many different ways. So yeah, there's a big difference. We do have, you go to the East Africa and you go to West Africa, North Africa, there is differences, obviously, and cultural differences and language differences. But what you can't deny the fact is we do have that common thing that we use our feet, play soccer. And so soccer is very, very big in our continents, and for most people that has a misunderstanding about Africa and known for, obviously the dramatic thing that be going on back home, but we use ourselves and our time by, getting involved within each other, and we just had the African Cup of Nations in Egypt, and in Ghana, and it was a great one. So we're trying to bring that to U.S. and show them our footwork and play the game of soccer.
Athletics does so many things in kind of bringing people together. Some of it's very, very positive. Most of it's very, very positive, and sometimes it's not so, but most is very, very positive. And so this opportunity to play a game that, again, unites the entire continent is a good thing then for our community. What are some of the things you're trying to accomplish by this, beyond unifying and as you've stated already? What are some of the other things you're trying to accomplish by this activity?
This activity, we are collaborating with Red Cross and Columbus State Task Force about putting an awareness in our community, health awareness, and we call it One Africa Festival. And with this, and basically, we want the community to know we have to put an awareness not only in United States but in Africa back home. AIDS is killing our people, and I think each of us are responsible to do one thing to stop what we're doing. So, yeah, we're doing that to make sure that we are visible in our community.
Jakob, in terms of the activities themselves, kind of set up for us now what people will be seeing coming forward and so forth, and how will the game unfold here in Columbus this year?
Yes, this year there's a little bit twist, and what we're doing it is the month of August. We're going to be playing the whole month. We're going to be trying to play soccer to take the 2 finals to the Crew Stadium, and the Crew Stadium once again working together to host our event, our last event, and we have 12 countries that are participating this year, and if I have to mention them: Ghana, Sierra Leone, Ethiopia, Sudan. We have new teams from Algeria, Sierra Leone. I said that, but more information if you would like.
Somalia,
to know. Somalia, yeah, Somalia, and Liberia, Morocco, Mauritania, Senegal, and more teams are calling. But the registration is still open, and we want people to call to register their teams if they want to do this. We have it till June the 16th, and call and be part of this event. And your country needs to be recognized. If you are from West, East, and come out and show us your real talent, and so we can go to the Crew. And by working with the Crew, what we trying to accomplish is we do have very talented players, and these talented players needs to be exposed to this major league sport. And sooner or later, we will have our major league. We will try to accomplish our dream to be in MLS and have our own squads playing in the near future. So we want our players to be exposed, and we want also for others to see different talents. So
outstanding.
That's what's going on.
Jakob, I think we've got our caller back. You call, you there?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of yours, as you know.
Thank you so
I
much.
want to thank you, Jim. Even though you're probably more a football guy, basketball, other things, but yet you bring in the world, soccer. You're just amazing. You're introducing everything to the world, and that says a lot about you, Jim. My question really to Yaqub, and I want to thank Yaqub as well for saying, and I was born in the Sudan region, and I traveled to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Morocco, and these nations. He pointed out something very important, that Africa is very diverse, many languages, but yet they love each other, and they love the world, and the soccer is very uniting, not just to Africa, but breaking like bridges and barriers around the world. And I just want to thank you for that. The only thing is, Yaqub, if you can do anything about the pricing of tickets. Last time was $150 a ticket. It was a little bit out of my range. But I just want to, thank you again.
Thank you so much, caller. And the point is that, as I'm hearing anyway, it's a good thing, and it does have, in fact, that attribute and characteristic of kind of bringing people together. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned you said 12 teams thus far have signed up out there. Mm-hmm. But there are some 28 African nations who have a presence here in the greater Columbus area, so there's still some slots available out there. Oh, yes. So how then can teams, if they hear this tonight and are watching us tonight, hopefully they are out there, how can they, where should they call, and how can they get involved in the tournament?
Wow, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked that question, and I couldn't wait to tell you the number. For those countries that are 28 nations in Columbus, that is, we are proud to have 28 nations of Africans in Columbus, Ohio. We want each of them to, if we have a team, to participate in this. We have the whole month to find out who the final 2 that can go to the Crew Stadium. So you can call us at 614-367-7475.
That's 367-7475.
Yes, that's our number. And you can also find out about soccer and any information you want to do. We have a website called www.soccerfansunite.com. soccerfansunite.com. Leave us a note. Check out the videos that we put in, and call us and register your team. And by June 16, we need to have all the teams registered and up in line so we can have a great tournament.
So there's still time yet for people to get involved,
yes,
for teams to come on board and actually to play. And so just to review again for our viewers out there, the whole month of August will be qualifying rounds, yes, and matches, as it, yes, were, to make that final 2.
Yep.
Will be Labor Day weekend, by the way. I
Yes.
think it's August 31st this year, and that game will be held in Crew Stadium. That's a marvelous venue for this championship game. Tell us about that day, and what do you have planned for the actual championship day?
Well, let me tell you what happened last year. Last year, we had a great tournament. Obviously, Sierra Leone played very well against Somalia finals, and both of the teams were very talented. And the Sierra Leone won again the tournament, and it was a great event. And the way we set it up was when you're coming in at the Crew Stadium, that day is our day, so you'll see Flex Crew be playing reggae at the door, inviting everybody to come in, and the game will start when it starts. When it starts, you better be sitting on your seats and cheering. And we have the ceremony. We have to recognize the people that help us to make this event happen, and we'll be doing that. So you see festivals. We trying to recognize not only the soccer, also we can shake our body with our music in Africa. So those are the things you should be looking at. And also I want to call out the vendors. If you are the vendors, also call in for early birds so you can have their specials. Call in, register your vending. So
same phone number as well for those who want to vend that day. There's opportunities for that to occur as well.
Yep, for the month of August also, call us. We will set up a nice place for you so your business can be tapped to the untapped community, African community.
That's outstanding. Jacob, talk more about this whole idea about kind of what you've been doing and trying to pull all this together, as it were. And what I'm trying to really kind of zero in on now is that there's a lot of excitement about Columbus becoming a more and more diverse community out there. And you're finding it, I guess, as you go out there and try to enlist the support of people who are coming on board as sponsors, but also those who are looking to be part of as players and so forth, and teams and so forth. Talk more about that.
As a team, I'll tell you, most of our players that played in the past, most of the players somehow have played in major sport back home professionally, and have a couple of players from Kenya, the brothers that played in the Kenyan national teams. You go to Liberia, same. You go to Sierra Leone, you have that. So it's not easy to make it just happen. It's not an easy thing. You see a lot of discouragement here and there, but you have to stay up. You have to stay patient and persistent, making this happen. So I'll say, it's not an easy task, but it's a must-do thing.
You have room yet for persons who want to come on and be sponsors as well, I suspect?
Yes.
To kind of help to make this happen as well. And where can those persons call if they have an interest in being a sponsoring agency or an organization or company or what have you? Where can they call?
The number again is 614-367-7475. That number again is 614-367-7475. And I want to mention this out while I have this opportunity. This event would not happen without you guys' support. Companies, the insurance companies, as well as banks, needs to realize that the African community do use banks, do use the insurance. We have to have insurance to drive. We have to have house insurance, family insurance. All that needs to realize that this is untapped community you guys have to reach to. And what we're trying to do is bridge the gap between Africans and non-Africans in business communication. And I think it's doable with you guys' support, and this will not happen, once again, with the support of past sponsors. And you can still call us and be part of it. And also, I would like, while I have this opportunity again, I want to thank you, sir, for not only for being a good friend, but being an encourager every day, for telling us to keep on, to press on. And that's what we're doing. And I thank the City of Columbus and Church of Ethiopian Orthodox Church here, and many others. So I want to mention that out while I have the opportunity.
Well, and thank you, by the way, for those comments as well. Mayor Coleman also is very much involved in terms of really trying to make this be the place that Columbus, Ohio, I'm speaking of now, that indeed